Hey guys, this is Balin, and this is Balin's Corner, and today I wanted to show you guys my Mermail deck profile. This is my favorite deck. I've been playing Mermails since Mermails came out. I play other decks as well, but this has always been kind of my deck. With Cross Sheep coming out, I feel like we've gotten the much needed support, and it kind of took the place of Norden when we lost it. I'm really looking forward to Deep Sea Area when we get it, and I think we'll be looking really good. But to start off, I play 3 Teus, 2 Megalo. I don't like 3 because it just seems to brick in my hand if I try to play 3. I seem to have it too much, and I don't really like to draw it. I like to search it. 1 Gund and 1 Mander because I like to play the True King of All Calamities build. And that's all the Mermails that I run. For the Atlanteans, obviously it's the king, the prince, Atlantean prince. I run 3 of that. You have to in any Mermail deck. 3 Dragoons. So glad that it's back at 3. I do run the 2 Heavy Infantry and 1 Marksman. I feel like it covers all decks that I might have to run against, no matter what. And I don't like to have to side it in more than. And I don't like to have to side this in because it's always necessary, but I can side it out if I absolutely need to. Unlike some, I do run the Swap Frog engine just because I think that it gives me that extra out just in case I can't get into Behemoth Shark. Running the Frog engine really helps, and it's always done extremely well for me in every game I've ever played. So I run 3 Swap Frog, 2 Rodenttotem, and 1 Dupe Frog. And I like the extra Rodenttotem because a lot of times they'll banish Rodenttotem with Called by the Grave, and then I'd be screwed if I didn't have 2. So that really works. And that extra Dupe Frog just gives me that 1 extra frog for in case I need it for any reason at all. The other monsters of the deck are 2 Gamma Seal. I feel like this card has just become clutch for me. I use it constantly. Almost every single game I seem to draw it running 2. 3 bricks in my hand. I get it too much, but 2 seems to be perfect. 2 Diva because it just is the best card. Unfortunately, it is weak against getting hit right off the bat, but when it does get to play, you get to go into Rhinoc, and it's just a great play. Um, I can't wait till we get it to 3, hopefully. 1 Lapis Dragon, because it's just a great tech card. It's easy to get into Brynok, but it's also just another card to get on the field as quick as possible. And 1 Mooling. I love stealing cards out of my opponent's deck because they just can't handle it if I go first. The spells in the deck are 1 for 1, 1 for 1. It's a pretty much it's just another prince, which is great, especially if you just happen to not be able to pull that prince. 2 instant fusion. I've considered going up to 3, but 2 just seems to be the perfect amount. I might side deck a 3rd later, just that way if I find I can't get into it. But by running the Swap Frog engine, I don't seem to have the issues other people do because I don't have to worry about getting into Behemoth Shark if I can get into Swap Frog to get to my Totally Awesome. I run Abysscale Acetus and Abysscale Mizuchi because I've been running against a lot of back row players who run traps, and it's a very nice card to be able to pop that trap. Pot of Avarice, which I absolutely am so glad we got it back off the ban list. It's just so nice having it at 1. We let 1 salvage. I also feel like that helps out greatly. I'll probably drop both of these for Deep Sea Aria when it comes out, but until then, they'll just be they're great to have. Salvage lets me reoccur, as does Pot of Avarice, which is something that this deck doesn't do a whole lot of, is recurring from the graveyard. I run 3 Called by the Grave. That's really the only kind of hand trappy card I run in the deck, simply because nothing else really works, and everything else seems to brick. But I do run some in the side deck just for those must-have occasions. And then I do like to run a little bit of traps in this deck. I know a lot of people don't run traps, and some even don't run hardly any spells in the deck. But I'm in absolutely love with anti-spell fragrance. It's saved me so many times playing against my locals, and I feel like it's a must-have in the deck because there's so much back row. And then I like to run 2 Solemn Strikes simply because it keeps me from, if I get a bad hand, it gives me that one extra negate that I need a lot. So going into the extra deck, I run 1 Brinock because it's literally just the best card in my deck. It's so nice to be able to get cards off the field that are too strong for me to be able to mess with otherwise. And I just feel like I can usually go into it almost every single game because we have Deep Sea Diva too, and I've got Lapis Dragon, and Prince is so easy to summon. I just feel like it's a must have card. I run both Rare Fish and Mud Dragon just in case I get both instant fusions in my hand somehow. I like to have both targets. Plus, Rare Fish can come back off of Coral Anemone, and Mud Dragon can't, but Mud Dragon's really good if you got somebody who's targeting your cards because it stops them from being able to mess with your cards as much. Because I run the Swap Frog engine as well as the Instant Fusion engine, I run 3 Totally Awesomes because I just seem to play it constantly, and it's really nice to be able to negate everything my opponent does. I only run 1 Behemoth Shark because it's not a make or break for me because I run the Swap Frog engine, and I think it'll really. I might move it to 2 if we ever got like Norden back or something, but as long as it's the way it is, I'll probably just keep it at 1 because it's not a must-have. I do want 1 Abyss Dweller because it's just great to be able to stop Salad and other decks like that if you run up against them by using it. 1 Gaios because it's just an amazing negation card. And then, of course, True King of All Calamities because I do run Mander, and I seem to make that at least every other game, if not every game. Um, Going into the links, I run 1 Miss Starboy, 1 Alacia, and 1 Coral Anemone. I think it's just the way the deck has to be played. Mr. Boy could probably get dropped if we get something that's just great, but it's really nice to give that boost, and the fact that I can bring a card back from my grave and I don't have a whole lot of reoccurrence from the grave like I would like, so that definitely helps out greatly. Of course, the new King of Mermails, I feel like, Cross Sheep, is just a great card and it allows you to get right into Boom Shark, right into Totally Awesome really quickly, and it makes the deck a lot faster than what it was. And then 1 Borreload Dragon. It's just so good to be able to take out something that I can't target otherwise and be able to take it to my side of the field and use it against my opponent. And lastly, I do have my side deck. And it's mostly just to go against whatever I might come up against in like a regional format. I run 3 Artifact Lancias just because they're must-have, I think, in almost every side deck. Because I don't run very any hand traps really in the deck, I do put some in the side deck just in case I absolutely need them. I'm running 3 Ash right now, but I'm considering going into 3 Joel and Lockbird instead because it's a great card. Going against Spirals, it's a much needed card, so I probably will change that before my next regionals. 3 Effect Veiler because it's just an amazing card and it can do so much for you. I can search for it off 1 for 1 if I absolutely needed to. It's a tuner, so with it, I can get into Bryock real easy if I needed to play it for as not a hand trap, but it's just a good card. 1 Pankratops since it's only at 1, but it's still an amazing card to have, and it's really nice that if you absolutely need some destruction. I run another marksman just because if I play against somebody who does set a lot of cards, like I have a friend who sets a lot of back row cards, it really comes in handy to be able to pop his back row. 1 Regeki just because it's an amazing card to have if you're going against somebody like who's running Salad or something who's going to have a full field a lot. Being able to pop their field and then be able to go into your plays is great. 2 Twin Twisters because it's just a must card to have in your side deck if it's not in your main deck. And then the last one is Red Eyes Metal Dragon. Red Eyes Flare Metal Dragon, sorry. I think it's just an amazing card because if you go up against someone with like Salad or someone who's playing that type of deck that's going to be doing a lot of combos, you're going to burn their own life away, which is just a great card to have. Was main decking it, but Cross Sheep is just too much more important to have. And I have considered dropping Mistar Board for it, but for right now it just works really good in my side deck because not always is it effective if I summon it, and Gaios is effective when I summon it. So I think it'll stay like that for now. But that's my deck profile, and I hope you liked it, and tell me what you think.